Warning, there may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. Whoever made that sound. Oh God. Well, Alex, we're almost at the finish line, kinda. Month away. Kinda. Almost. Dom is still very busy. That's why he's not on.
Dom's dead. Dom died.
Yeah. Dom's just dead.
Michigan fan with me.
Yeah, Dom's just dead. So we actually
Find a GoFundMe link in the bio. We're gonna throw a rager for Dom.
Dom, I miss you. Come back.
Still can't. We can't, Alex. We still can't say our announcement yet.
Nope.
Yeah, but it's coming soon. It's coming soon. But yeah. So Bryce is back on. But ladies and gentlemen, we have another Alex, but we are referring to him as just Alex Harpst. Also went to Greenville with Bryce and I. Alex is outnumbered this week.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a Whippeal guy.
Ugh.
So that's why I say
Hardcore outnumbered by the disgusting, gross
shut
D10
up
right now.
Shut up. Even though Moon was gorgeous.
Oh yeah, me and my friend from high school, our floor director Joe, drove Mike through Moon Township.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I was talking about him, and like, I didn't know how to like refer to him as, because no one else knows who he is except for like probably some people that watch. Because, well, no, Joe hasn't even been on camera on like 40 episodes.
That's true.
So our floor director Joe went to high school with me, and we all hung out on the 4th of July, and we drove Mike through Moon Township, and he's now an honorary Whippeal member. So
I drove through Moon Township today. I had to drop people off at the airport.
oh yeah, you would drive through Moon for that.
Right through it.
You're probably 5 minutes from Alex.
Yeah,
Probably.
legit.
Yeah, I had no
We
idea.
stop talking about Whippeal. I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sick too. D10 gang all the way. Shout out Jill. Shout out Dom. Dom, we miss you. Come back soon. But in all seriousness, no. It's time to get serious for a second.
Oh yeah.
There was a major death. It's just unfortunate. I just want to make sure I get this right. I don't want to mispronounce anything. Just out of respect. Kyree Jackson, who was drafted by the Vikings this year, did pass away in a car accident. I believe it was 2 other football players.
Yeah.
That was killed in this crash.
Former Penn State and I believe Florida football players.
I don't want to disrespect anybody, so I'm just gonna look up their names.
Yeah, I know the one is a Penn State football guy, and I believe the other one played temporarily at Florida or Florida State and then transferred somewhere as well. I know Kyree Jackson was an Alabama transfer turned Oregon corner. He was drafted in the 4th round this year. And while Mike gets the info on the other 2 guys.
So, and if I mispronounce any names, I do sincerely apologize. Also killed in the accident was Isaiah Hazel and Anthony Litton, 2 of Jackson's high school teammates. So I wanted to get those names out there out of respect. Excuse me. It's just unfortunate, man. It sucks when you see somebody that young just pass, and obviously the 3 of you know that like it's hard on a family. Like you guys can like understand that, especially you, Bryce and Alex Harpst. I mean, you were there, during, so it just sucks, man. So prayers out
especially
to the
in
family.
the way.
Yeah,
Crash. It's terrible.
yeah, it's just terrible. Do you guys have any words on Kyree Jackson?
Not much, man. I mean, it's always unfortunate to lose a possible star NFL talent in a accident. Like, it's just terrible way to go out. Honestly, I don't wish that upon anybody.
No.
Any families?
I found myself especially thinking about that because unfortunately with the way we see it a lot of times kind of just assumed that it was either Jackson or one of his friends driving recklessly, and it actually wasn't. They were hit by another vehicle that was trying to switch lanes at a high speed on the highway, and it sent them off the road, and they hit a couple tree stumps or something along those lines, and all three of them ended up dying from it. It is unfortunate because I feel like sometimes we hear about these situations and we kind of just assume that it's one of these young men who are, just enjoying their newfound wealth and, buying expensive vehicles and stuff like that could be dangerous. But that was not the case in this situation. So as much as it's unfortunate that we assume those things sometimes, it is the truth. So.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of said it all. It's just a sad day for football.
Yeah, absolutely. And like,
Agreed.
I'll end it with this. I mean, somebody in my family made a good point. It's my stepmom actually. You look at these unfortunate newses, and not just with the death of Kyree Jackson. I'm talking about like any car crash you see like on the news or like any death at all. You think, man, that can't happen to me. That can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here to tell you guys, especially from my point of view, never say never.
Yeah,
never
exactly.
say never. And it sucks, and there's a reason. I know there's a reason. You're not supposed to know when you pass, but it's just unfortunate, and that's just how life goes sometimes, and it sucks. No matter how hard you try to love life, sometimes it's simple. Life just doesn't love you back. So it's unfortunate. Again, prayers out to the families affected by this tragedy, and also to
Agreed.
his teammates and friends and everything. And so we'll try to move forward. And the all-star teams were announced, and the Pirates.
Bryce, do it.
Dude. Yeah. Yep.
Hold on. Ready?
Oh yeah, come on now.
There we go. That's the
I
thumb.
pull Livy Dunn. 102.
Gosh.
You think he says that before every pitch that he throws to himself? He just whispers to himself, "Livy Dunn's my girlfriend," and he just wails it.
103.
He throws the ball. Time just stops. He walks up by the batter, goes real close to him, and goes, "Livy Dunn's my girlfriend."
Yeah,
all the way back to the mound, and then time snaps back, and then he just doesn't see the fastball.
Dude, the dude's just got massive swag. He strikes somebody out, he pops the hat, and he gets that little Dude,
every time he does. Hold on. Every time he does,
gets the neck
breaks out,
going.
he just goes.
Smirk, the big shoulders,
The mustache.
Dude.
mustache.
And we'll get to the game that and we'll talk about like how the offense has done the last two games, but we'll get to the game that everybody was talking about on Friday. But real quick, yes, the Pirates All-Stars heading to Arlington, right? Arlington? I believe
Arlington's this year. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Paul Skeens made it. And I called it. Alex was there when we were with Bailey for the Pirates Tier List podcast.
I was.
All-Star for the second time, Brian Reynolds.
Very deservedly
Did you
so.
see his locker room speech?
I'm proud of me.
I love me. Or proud of me.
Uninspiring thing on
Everybody's
the
like, speech, and he's like, just keep grinding, and
Good start.
we'll get to our goals, and I'm proud of me.
And then Skeens gets up there and gets his, and he the first words out of his mouth, "I don't know. This is cool." That was my favorite, actually, with Skeens.
Did you see the way Jared Jones was looking at Skeens? He was like this. He was like...
He was a proud brother.
Like, Skeens, so inspirational, dude. That was going through his head, guaranteed.
He's like, "Paul, you just make me want to throw fast even more."
Ready to run through the wall for this guy.
Paul, does Livy have a sister by any chance?
Oh my god, I almost swore.
I think I might have let the S word slip like a minute ago. I don't know if it registered though.
I don't think it did. I don't remember hearing it.
I
Okay,
started to and I stopped myself. It was like this.
Okay, I'm gonna put S word by 9 ? Because I actually keep time of stuff now.
Probably makes it a lot easier.
But yeah, now I have a hot take, ladies and gentlemen. I have a hot take about the All-Star.
Pirates don't make the playoffs.
I don't know
Hot
if that
take.
takes very hot.
That's a thumbnail.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like ice cold. But I love that Paul Skeens is going to Arlington. But
Dude, it's just
why
great for
the?
baseball.
Yeah, it's good for baseball and he's awesome. But here's the thing: why in the hell would you want him to pitch in the All-Star game? You're risking an injury, in my opinion. Now here's the thing: am I gonna be upset if I see him? Of course not. But like I'm just saying, in most cases, why the hell would you want him to pitch?
See, that's the sad thing about the teams that have a lower salary cap. Pirates fans have to think like that. Like, well, we can't really risk that injury. Meanwhile, Dodgers fans are like, we can
Send
sign
all of
somebody else. We'll sign somebody else for $400 million, and he'll take a spot. It'll be all good.
Hey, here's the thing though: if somebody goes down, I think they're gonna give it to Mitch Keller. I really think so. At least in my opinion. But yeah, Skeens made it. Obviously, he deserved it. He's gonna be Rookie of the Year. He's gonna be a generational star. He's gonna be a Yankee in a few years. So
first overall pick to be an All-Star in the same season.
Yep,
I believe I saw that somewhere. Yeah,
did on Twitter this morning, along with a bunch of other things.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Alex Harpst, even though this is weird, it's a weird sinful name. I mean, what do you think of Skeens making the All-Star team? I mean, obviously, it was well deserved.
I think it's well deserved, man. What, 10 starts, 2.1 ERA. He's got what, 70 strikeouts, 80 strikeouts.
I think it's 78.
Yeah, hard to compete. I mean, it's hard to argue against. Even at 10 starts, a lot of people are saying maybe he doesn't have enough starts, this and that. But even with only 10, I think it's hard to dispute that he deserves to be there. I mean, watch him pitch every week. He's the reason that the Pirates field is full every 6 days. I mean,
yeah, it's
good for baseball. I mean, Livy Dunn, huge for baseball, obviously.
Massive. All right, we gotta have a poll on Twitter now. We gotta do who's had a bigger impact on their respective sport. Taylor Swift on football, Livy Dunn on baseball. Or
tweet that right now. Tweet that right now.
What was the last one I was thinking of?
Tweet that right now.
All right, bet.
Well, no, Taylor Swift on football might be hard to compete with.
Yeah.
It was either. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be like technically the same thing, but like either those two or Caitlin Clark on the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark on the WNBA is unmatched
by far. I think that's too obvious. I think we just got to put it between Livy and Taylor.
Wise, you can't even argue it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, are we live doing this on the Tailgate Talks Twitter right now?
That's up to you.
I'll post it right now.
That's up to you, pal. That's up to you, pal. I mean, we're trying to grow the show, so people might think we're stupid, but go ahead. but yeah,
listen,
but also
Stephen A. Smith had a whole segment about nicknames for Bronny Jr. to call his dad on the court. I think we can get away with this poll.
And we also had names last week of what Bronny Jr. is going to call LeBron. That's media for you. But real quick though, obviously Reynolds also made it. I obviously was like, he deserves to make it after the 25 game hit streak. But the game on Friday for me, I looked over to my dad. I'm like, that should seal it. Like, I don't know how it doesn't. And he made it. He made it. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if this is true or not. So don't attack me, YouTube or Twitter or TikTok. But
Tailgate Talks hater 4343 is coming at you later.
But correct me if I'm wrong. There is a good chance Fernando Tatis might not be able to play in the All-Star game.
Very good chance. He's on my fantasy team.
So
if he's on the fantasy team, he's definitely hurt. It always happens.
Dude, 3 weeks in a row, I've signed a guy, and he's immediately gone on the IR on Monday.
So there's a good chance Reynolds might, in his second All-Star appearance, might be starting.
He may get a start. Yeah,
he might get a start. But But yeah, what do you guys think about Reynolds making the All-Star team? I also thought it was well deserved.
I think he deserves it, man. I mean, you take Brian Reynolds off the Pirates. I know he's not really the show guy like Ohtani hitting 400-foot bombs or all these other guys that are just doing all this crazy stuff. He's just a quiet, get the job done, hit and clutch situations player. Like, simple as that.
All right, here we go.
Oh my God, he's doing it.
Tweet's going. Tweet's getting sent.
Oh my God. I just got the post notification too.
Listen, this is still better content than Andrew Filipponi's Twitter, so it's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of which, segment idea for the show. We need to have an entire 10-minute segment dedicated to an Andrew Filipponi tweet of the week. And we just read the tweet and read the comments and criticize the tweet.
Filipponi did tweet something that was actually good today.
Can we clout merchant off of Andrew Filipponi?
Somebody said, rare Filipponi W tweet.
Oh, God, what'd he say? Anyway, but we got to move on.
First name? Andrew? Antonio?
Yeah, we got to move on.
Oh.
So we have a question topic. And football.
He said O'Neal Cruz should be in the home run derby. I think he'd win. No, I'm kidding. It was this stat. It was Pirates' last 3-game win streak was 5-4 through 5-6. Pirates' last 3-game losing streak was 5-7 through 5-10. Pirates starting pitching is too good for a long losing streak. Pirates hitting is too bad for a long winning streak. Very solid points.
That's solid.
Very good. Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, that's solid. That's
100%. That's solid.
Yeah, that's solid.
I'll say one more thing about Pirates All-Stars before we move on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think Mitch Keller after today was 1 week late of potentially making that roster as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched that game today, dude, he was rock solid today. Gave up 2, I think, but Nimmo, he gets a hold of one every now and then. It's can't fault him there.
I mean, it was 3-0 when he swung at that, man. It was 3-0 and he took a daddy hack.
Exactly.
I mean, here's the thing. I still think maybe there's it's small, like I said earlier, but I still think there's a small chance he can make it. I wouldn't bet anything on it though.
I think there's about a really big chance that Rowdy Tellez makes it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If the stats were based just on June, he'd be in for sure.
Facts.
Give the All-Star game attendance what they want. A Rowdy Tellez All-Star game.
All right,
it's just the Tyler Huntley Pro Bowl selection.
we gotta move on. But speaking of football, so this is the question topic for this week. How much pressure does Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen have for the 2024 season? Who would like to go first? I just asked the questions. Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
He doesn't win, so he's not on Patrick Mahomes level, but he also isn't not making the playoffs for them every year. There's going to come a point where he'll get over the hump, but it also comes down to, is it quarterback play all the time, or does the defense not stop the opposing team enough? Because he could go out there this year, say they make it to the semis, he could throw for 600 yards, 8 touchdowns, but if his defense lets up 9 touchdowns, what he does just gets swept under the rug because his defense was miserable. You know what I mean? There's definitely pressure on him, but a lot of it also has to get pointed towards the defense if they're not doing their job either.
Yeah, that's true. But the way I look at it is, I think a lot of people are wondering, what does Josh Allen do without Stephon Diggs? I know the answer can be easy, but that's still a solid question to ask going into the 2024 season, in my opinion.
I'll tell you what I think. With Diggs leaving, I say Dalton Kincaid instantly becomes a top 3 tight end / receiver. Top 3.
100%.
He was the go-to towards the end of the year when Diggs started to fall off. Now Diggs isn't there. That opens up so many targets for him.
Yeah, I think Keon Coleman's a good draft pick. I think he'll be okay. Khalil Shakir had a good playoff run. So, and I always liked him. I I was on the same train as Brett Coleman. I was really kind of part of the belief that not Keon Coleman, that Khalil Shakir is kind of like a diet Deebo Samuel. He's kind of similar, kind of a gadget player like that, can be used a lot. And I think Knox will probably stick in at that inline tight end, and then Kincaid will probably be that sift guy, that shift tight end. So I think they'll be able to be pretty effective there. Honestly, to answer the actual question of how much pressure does Josh Allen have this season, I would say that Josh has a little bit of pressure to cut down on the turnovers that he commits because he does throw a lot of picks. He slings the ball around a lot. We know this. I would say a lot more, and this is a pretty widely accepted opinion. A lot of people say it. I really think a lot of the pressure is on Sean McDermott. Can the defense be effective in the playoffs? Can you keep the football team healthy? You know, can you do the small things that you need? Can you manage the clock properly? The small things that they have failed at that have lost them very important games. I think that's the big thing for this season. I think Sean McDermott, I said it last year even, or maybe not on Tailgate Talks, but I remember saying it at one point that I thought last year if the Bills kept performing, this was like right after the Denver game, if they kept performing on that trajectory, that McDermott might genuinely be on the hot seat, which I know sounds crazy because they made the playoffs for the first time in like 2 decades or whatever when he got there as their head coach. But I think that if they don't succeed, and by succeed, I mean, I hate to say it because there's so many good teams in the AFC, but I'm talking minimum like conference championship game appearance. I have a hard time believing McDermott's seat won't be really hot.
I think that's a fair take. I think a lot of pressure on Josh Allen is artificially placed also based on the fact that he has kind of come up beside Patrick Mahomes, but they're not the same style of quarterback. I mean, you're comparing obviously 2 quarterbacks, but you're not comparing 2 players that play the game the same way. Like Patrick Mahomes, he's crafty, obviously. He finds guys, throws those no looks, whatever. But Josh Allen, when you need him to break down and run, the dude can run for 55 yards out of nowhere. And he's huge. He runs dudes over. And he's really athletic in different ways. But getting compared to Patrick Mahomes, who also had, he played with Tyreek for however many years. Obviously, he's had Kelsey his whole career. And I mean, obviously, Allen had Diggs, but the weaponry that Patrick Mahomes had at the beginning and then up until probably the last 2 years has been way above what Josh Allen has had. So it's just artificially placed by saying because they've both been powerhouses in the AFC, but there's 2 completely different players that everyone compares together.
I would agree.
Yeah, that is very true.
I mean, play style wise, I think we could all say Allen is very much like either Favre. I would say probably in terms of adding athleticism, more Elway than Favre. I think that would be a fair comparison to a lot of people. And then Pat's really hard to compare to because he is sneaky athletic, but he's got such a huge arm on him. Like, I want to compare him, especially with the regular season success. I want to compare him to Peyton, but like Peyton didn't have the physical tools and neither did Tom. So Mahomes is really like kind of his own enigma for the most part in terms of like the physicality mixed with the winning and the stats and everything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, true. But yeah, so we'll see how the Bills do. We'll see if these questions are answered. And yeah. So I figured, by the way, I think we should end with college football 25. So we'll save that for the end.
We'll save that.
Now, Alex, do you want me to start with the Pirates or do you want to get Argos out of the way?
Yeah, I can run down Argos pretty quick, so you can take your time with the Pirates.
All right. A couple losses for the Argos.
Yeah, two losses in a row for the Argos is tough. Their first 2 games we talked about were 35-27 win over BC, the Lions, and then a 39-36 victory over the Elks. Past 2 games, Friday, June 28th and Thursday, July 4th. Both losses, the first one at home to the Montreal Alouettes, who are 4-0, to be fair. That was a 30-20 loss. Cameron Dukes went 22 for 32, 199, no touchdowns and a pick. Brian Scott, who I'm not very familiar with, came in and went 5 for 5 for 79 yards and a touchdown, I assume late in that game or throughout that game. And the second one was a loss on the road to the one and only Shea Patterson. Sorry. That's really funny.
Shea Patterson has always been underrated.
I was expecting it to say Trevor Harris, and I would have been hyped because it would have been an Edinburgh alum, but it was not Trevor Harris. That was a 30-23 loss on the road on 4th of July at Saskatchewan. Cameron Dukes, rough game, 19 for 33, 206, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So, tough game, especially. I was not expecting that considering they lost by 7. But to be fair, Cam Dukes was also the top rusher on the team. He carried the ball 6 times for 47 yards. So not really a run game for the team at all. Next game is next Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday, July 11th, 7:30 p.m. And they play Montreal again, this time on the road. So there you go. That is your Argos talk. Looking for a bounce back.
Yeah.
Mike, you can cut this if you need to, but I believe Chad Kelly is returning soon.
Oh no! You could say you can. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I just didn't know if we could talk about that.
I think I think so. I'd have to look it up and stuff. But I do want to say this. I don't like anybody we talk about on the Argos. We're just trying to do the show like we normally do when we talk about anybody. So no disrespect, especially Cameron Dukes. Actually a very nice guy. Actually bought my parents appetizers when they were in Toronto for the Grey Cup celebration. Great guy.
Love the kid. Awesome.
Great guy. But so hope he bounces back, and
me too.
We'll see. Still holding out hope for the Argos. But Buccos. So we already talked about the game with Mitch Keller, so we'll honestly, we probably will just talk about the games Bryce and I were at. So, Bryce, would you like to start off mad or start off happy?
I don't know. So my thought, I mean, obviously I hate seeing the Pirates lose, but there's not much you can do whenever you, like, Bailey Falter has been a somewhat decent arm for them this year, and he was getting shelled. Now, they weren't scoring runs, but they were hitting the solid base hits off of him all day long. And then 4th inning, I think they said, like, left arm tightness, like not PCL, but, like, something in his arm.
Posterior arm pain, yeah.
Something here. Something between here and here was hurting him when he was throwing. And he had to come out in the 4th inning. Obviously, you never want to see that because then that means you're pretty much down to a bullpen game then.
Oh, dude, imagine paying that much for a ticket and then you get stuck with a bullpen game.
Yeah, thanks. Honestly.
Didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, yeah. Bryce, but you paid for a few innings of Bailey Falter, so.
Read between the lines there, buddy. Read between the lines. But
I'm keeping that in. That's fine.
I was excited. I always love to go down to Pittsburgh. It's always a good time down there, no matter what. Well, most
gotta love hanging out at the best ballpark in the entire league.
Exactly. So I wasn't mad by any means that Falter came out. Like, everybody, I don't care if you say it or not. As soon as your first thought when you go to a game is, maybe I'll see a perfect game or a no-hitter. And as soon as the leadoff batter gets a base hit, you're like, well, we can go home now. And then it's just enjoy it. But I mean, it was nice. Now my seats weren't the greatest, like I had talked about on before the show. It was
we won't be talking about what we were talking about pre-show.
It was not fun, but I got to enjoy the game, so I'm not mad about that. I do have one announcement, and then we can talk in depth about the Pirates. Bacon Bird, if I see you on the streets, it's on site, buddy. It is on site.
I couldn't. I didn't mean to scream. Crap. That's awesome.
I lost a bet. Well, it was only with my girlfriend, but I still lost a bet, and I don't like to lose.
Alex,
hate losing.
Alex, should we keep that in?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm keeping that in.
All right, I'll make a disclaimer. Nothing's gonna happen to Bacon Bert. He just made me lose. I wasn't happy.
The fly in my room.
It's not on
clarify
site.
everything on the internet.
Yeah, somebody's gonna clip that, and I'm gonna have the feds on my doorstep at 2 a.m. tonight.
We'll post.
Yo,
No,
the
we're
Fed?
not. Hey. Now listen. I'm gonna put 29. Bacon, Bert, and I will put the full thing in what you said. So we have the video. So we just repost it and do all that stuff. But
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so for this game, the Mets won 5-2. Brandon Nimmo was 3 for 4.
All the Mets were hitting the crap out of the ball, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it was-
you look at the guys that were hitting: Lindor, Nimmo, JD Martinez, the third baseman. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry.
Vientos, I think.
True.
He had
Vientos.
Yeah.
The one thing I do have to say about that game now that you start talking about it is
Mhm.
when Shelton got tossed, 100% agree with him on that. I'm sitting directly to the side of home plate. Can't tell where the ball is in the zone, but that ball was not a strike.
Oh,
whatsoever.
Bryce, I was sitting there on TV watching dead on in front of the plate.
And the
Yeah.
second one was even less of a strike. And everybody's screaming around me, and then all you hear is Shelton. You see the home plate umpire go, and everybody's like, "Oh!" That was probably the most energy in that stadium all day, other than whenever Cruz hit it into the Allegheny.
Hold on.
Oh,
I need to look up. I need
I
to look
agree.
up. I need to look up the tweet. Hold on. But yeah.
Okay, so another thing about that game, who took over for Falter when he walked off the mound anyway? Was it Santana?
Dennis Santana.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Santana that came on to replace him. He walked on to take over, bases loaded, no outs. And he did about as good as you can do in that situation.
Bro, he didn't even get to stretch. It was just walk out.
No, literally, he
do
just
his little do a quick routine, go.
well, because that's all Falter did. Falter literally just like stood up after a pitch and then just like walked off. Like he literally had no time to do anything. He had to walk straight out there, like probably put his arm over his head a couple times while he was walking out there and just go.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave up one solid hit that brought 2 in. And I mean, think about it. Suwinski doesn't get absolutely robbed, and those 2 don't happen. It's a 3-3 game.
Here, I was trying to look up the
Gonzalez
tweet.
doesn't get picked off, and Neil Cruz has a 3-run bomb instead of a 2-run bomb.
Yeah, that too. I
True.
forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Although he was safe.
Yeah,
Just
I
gonna
saw.
throw that out there
I
now.
actually was the section above Bryce at this game. I was in 311.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Now,
And-
correct me. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I gotta get this off my chest. Correct me if I'm wrong. The 2 calls that were wrong for Jack Suwinski, and I never defend Jack Suwinski. So when I'm defending Jack Suwinski, you
He
know
doesn't
it's bad.
deserve it. Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those are the spots they were.
The bottom one was the second one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more
I think they were-
outside too. Like it was.
Yeah,
it was.
farther
I would say
outside.
like 2 inches to the left.
It was egregiously outside.
Yeah.
Just insane. I almost
The one that
I
was
almost
inside-
went to the box.
The one that was inside was low, but I mean, I guess if you're kind of given corners, I could at least see that one being a strike, and maybe, but the second one, not a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the umpire audit after the game. There was like a few that were in the outside corner like that, and then there was just one like out in space.
Yeah, yeah, those are my favorite things to look at, and you're like, huh? I wonder what the stadium thought after that one. Well, I can tell you, they were
Yeah.
not.
They were
No
not
one was
happy.
happy.
Neither was
I
Shelton.
couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if the place was gonna die or if they were gonna explode after that. Because
Oh.
I was sitting there and I was like, this is either the moment that we get ran over, or this is the moment that like Cruz hits like a 3-run shot into the Allegheny and we're back in the game, but didn't really get anything going. So
Dude,
That's-
I'll tell you, I've been in that stadium twice now. I was there 2 Saturdays ago as well for McCutcheon bobblehead night. When Cruz
Yeah.
hits the ball, man, it sounds different.
Yes, it does. I was
You
gonna
can
say
tell-
that after you were
You
done
can
talking.
tell the second that he hits the ball, you're like, yep, that one is not, that one's out of the county. It is on its way to Butler, baby, because that ball just gets hammered.
Oh, it's literally
he's
like
nuts.
Alex isn't wrong. It literally sounds different coming off of his bat compared to everybody else's. It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's insane, yeah. Yeah, it's insane. But especially that one he hit in the Allegheny against the Mets.
Chat,
Dude,
Chat, is he insane? Is he insane, Chat?
I was there for the one that he hit in the Allegheny on the fly. Dude.
Supro Sonic, thanks for the gifted subs.
The sound that ball made when it left his bat, you would have thought it was going supersonic, dude.
I didn't see the ball that he hit when I was there. I didn't even see it. Like, I saw it off the bat, and then it got lost because it was just a shot.
I heard the sound, and I was like, oh, I assume it's gone, but...
It almost went foul, too. That's the crazy part.
If he pulled it, it's definitely gone. If he hit it to center field, it's probably not out, but it ended up...
He's going to bend the foul pole if he hits it.
I did. I didn't know you were there. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But for that game, of course, the only guy that had multiple hits, Alex, take a wild guess who it was.
Rowdy Tellez.
Yeah.
It was a great guess. You can't fault me. That was a great guess.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess, but obviously no, it was Brian Reynolds.
I can tell you who it wasn't. Edward Olivares.
Brian Hayes. Which, by the way, I did not know this, and I was there. But, well, kind of there. Brian Hayes was 0 for 5 against the Mets during the 14-2 loss.
Would you like to guess whose fantasy team Brian Hayes is on?
Yours.
Probably.
Take a wild guess as everyone else is going 5 for 6. I'm watching my guy go up and line out every time.
That's the thing with Hayes, though, dude. He hits the ball on a line, and it's like it must be his swing or something. His balls go like, if you pure a drive, it goes like this. His balls do the same thing. They kind of just hang, and then they're hanging, and then it's like, oh, that might be right to the center fielder.
Yep.
Oh, that might be in the gap. Never mind. It hung in the air for another 30 seconds, and the center fielder can't.
Yep.
And then you had Lindor make that. I can't remember if it was today that I was watching or when I was there. Makes that diving play in the I think it was today or yesterday, maybe. One of the two. Makes a diving play, solid hit by Hayes. Crazy diving play, throws him out. Like, he's just getting unlucky right now. And if the Pirates, in my opinion, the Pirates' success relies heavily on if he's able to get it going. If Reynolds can hit and stay hot, and Tellez can hit and stay hot, Nicky G's been killing it. If Brian Hayes can get it going,
don't call him that.
Nicky freaking G.
Thanks for not swearing.
Yeah, you're welcome. I might now because you just ticked me off. I'm calling him what I want. Actually, I'm gonna start calling him Nicky Go-Go. How do you think about that? Yeah.
The occasional bomb from Yasmani Grandal.
Exactly. Like, their success, I think, relies heavily on Hayes. If you think back to last year, whenever they went on that run late in the season, who was hitting the ball consistently day in and day out? Hayes was. He was like 7 for 11 through like 14.
I just zoned out for a second. I don't know why. But
they won 5 games in that span.
Yeah, but yeah, I was at this game, and guys, I would double that down by saying this, and I'll explain after. This was for sure the second greatest game I have ever been to. Only reason it's the second, I was at McCutcheon's return. You blame me?
I'd say that would probably be number 3 then, because number 1's going to be whenever you go down to the wild card game this year.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's probably the only way. That's the only way that's going to be.
Let's go, Buccos.
Even if the Buccos lose that game. But yeah, 14-2. Reynolds was 4 for 5. That kind of basically almost sealed his. No, I thought it was sealed already. That pretty much sealed his fate going to the All-Star game. Yeah, 2 home runs, 1 grand slam. Rowdy Tellez.
Rowdy.
Dude, I was chanting that so loud.
Were you the obnoxious guy that I heard through the TV?
Yeah. But I want to leave enough time for college football. But also another really good start by Paul Skeens. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. The boys made it up for Paul Skeens with the offense. They made up for it. They made up for it that game. Now continue to do that, and that would be great.
They have to make a run in July.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think about it. They play the White Sox, who are bottom of the barrel right now. That needs to be a sweep.
We're screwed.
The Brewers. You got the Phillies. Like you got to at least win out of those. I think one of them's a 4-game skid. You got to at least win 7 of those 10 games to really.
Bryce obviously means it's going to be a sweep for the White Sox, not for the Pirates.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That was when I said 7 out of the 10 games, I meant swept by the White Sox, but then sweep the Brewers and Phillies.
Yeah, obviously,
100% will get swept by the White Sox and then sweep.
100%. And Alex Harpst, you know exactly who's not going to shut up.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm going to hear it all week.
Yep.
Mikey, what's your trade prediction before the deadline for the Pirates? What are you thinking?
You just reminded me because I received a text that the Pirates might be in on Chaz Chisenhome Jr. from the Marlins.
I saw that on Twitter this afternoon.
I saw that too.
Is
he an outfielder?
It's already out. Yeah, he's an outfielder.
I thought so.
Maybe we can get rid of Jack Suwinski.
No, that'd be too good.
I say get rid. I don't know. Everybody says Michael A. Taylor. I'm not as high on Michael A. Taylor as everybody else is.
But no, I could actually see Chaz Chisenhome Jr. though. Like I could see that. But honestly, it's probably just going to be guys that we'll trade for, and then they'll somehow not make the team next year because we'll just get rid of them and whatever. Just like the Rich Hill and G-Man Joy trade from last year. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna throw the question back at you, Bryce, and I want to get back to the 14-2 game because I want to key the important stats. Who are the Pirates going to give up?
I think their whole plan, honestly, I think that they signed Tellez this offseason to kind of like flip him. But now that he's actually been their everyday starter the past month, and not every day, but you know what I mean, he's been solid for them, making plays, doing his job. I would not be surprised if you see a trade with either Connor Joe or Triolo or
interesting,
and then throw in like a G1 Bay or something like that in the minors. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they don't have faith in G1 Bay. I'm going to be real honest with you.
I mean, and you look at all the second basemen we have too. Like we got Gonzalez is playing really good. We've got a 20-year-old in the minors that's just started killing it again. We've got what's that dude? Is it Pagiro?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like we definitely have some studs at second. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those guys gets onto the block to get something big.
Yeah, I've said that before. I mean, why don't just flip one of them? Get what you need.
I mean, and the thing is, too, you figure, like, there's no way the Pirates are going to be able to keep Keller, Skeens, and Jones for as long as they need to. One of them's going to go. So while the one of them's high now, when you have a Bubba Chandler coming up that's doing solid too, do you potentially trade one of them to go even bigger on the trade? I mean,
I think it's too soon to even consider that, in my opinion.
I think so too, but I mean, you got to start thinking of things here because if you're really serious about wanting to play in Bucktober, you got to start. Yeah.
Now, because I don't want to leave you out of this, Alex Harpst, but I'm going to ask you kind of like an on-the-fly question topic. So obviously, Bednar's not going anywhere. He's not going to be worth anything right now.
No.
You obviously bring him back next year. If he gets back to David Bednar that we know, do you flip him at the deadline?
I love flipping Bednar at the deadline next year. I mean, if we can pull in either our bullpen's been semi-solid after their atrocious start, but if we
don't get me started on Chapman. Don't get me started on Chapman. I'm not even talking about that. I am not talking about that today. I don't care.
$10.5 million.
Ugh, makes me sick. But yeah, I mean, we flip Bednar. We get some more bullpen help. We get another one or two solid hitting outfielders, not Jack Suwinski.
This man knows ball.
I might be the second biggest Jack Suwinski hater in Pennsylvania, right behind Mr. Kozminski himself. But yeah, I love flipping Bednar. I actually would have considered flipping Bednar this year had he not, gone down with his. He started rusty, which means he
Yeah.
had a lot of come up after starting rusty. He would have been a perfect flip this year.
Honestly, yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Here's the thing too. My dad makes a good point. He says this all the time. You never keep your closer forever. You never do.
Think
And
about
you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Melanson, Joel Hanrahan.
Yeah.
Oh,
The legendary
yeah.
Pirates closers from the
good old
Jason Grilly.
I mean, what are they going to do though when Marco Gonzalez comes back, gets healthy? Well, I guess now they have to use him because Falter is going to be done for a little bit, and Jones is done for a little bit too, so they're going to have to use him. Never mind. Answered my own question there.
Do you guys think Braxton Ashcraft gets called up at the end of the year?
I think Bubba Chandler goes before him.
I think Bubba Chandler gets some spot starts for sure.
Oh, that Priester's also another option that might get on the ship out.
True.
He has not performed well.
Here's the thing, though. I know people are giving up on Quinn Priester. Right. Quite frankly, rightfully so in some areas. Hot take. I would give him one more chance. Really. I would, because he wasn't as bad as he was last year. He's gotten somewhat better. Not great. Not great at all. At all.
I think
but I think he'd be an ace in pinstripes.
Yeah, probably.
I think he'd be better than a 54% fastball usage Bailey Falter.
But yeah, I mean, Mitch got one more chance. Look what he did. So never say never. He could turn it around. But I don't know. I would, but no, one guy that should stay in the rotation, in my opinion, is Luis Ortiz, at least for right now.
100% agree.
Yeah, he's pitching very well.
Gotta ride the hot hand. Gotta.
Yep, absolutely. But real quick, important stats of the 14-2 W. The Pirates hit 7 home runs and ran out of fireworks. Oh my God! Every time the Pirates hit the pullout, I lost my voice. And especially, didn't they hit most of them in the? I believe in the 8th, right? And remember, and here's the thing.
It was all late, yeah.
Yeah, and remember when I say I was there, kinda, if you know what I mean. So that's why I'm trying to remember and everything. So this was the home run, and I'm not, man of my word, I am not looking at the stats. I'm gonna try to remember this. So here we go. I'm not in no order. Reynolds, Tellez, Grandal, Taylor, and Jack. I believe.
I'll tell you. I got it pulled up right now.
Okay.
You are correct. Jack, Grandal, Taylor. Yep.
Yeah, and Taylor's just barely got out too, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
He's our 210. He's our 210 hit. Our center fielders combined are hitting under 200.
And Reynolds is carrying that with the outfield at least.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, wait. Did you say center fielders or outfielders?
Center fielders. Our two center fielders are combined hitting under 200.
Oh, my fault. Yes, yeah, that's crazy. But no, swear to God, I called 3 of the 7 home runs. I look over to my family and I go, "Hey, next pitch, boom!" When I think I called both of Reynolds' home runs and the Tellez grand slam.
I called the Tellez grand slam as well. I have a text that I sent out like 2 pitches before. I was like, "Rowdy's going yard right here." Stadium's been chanting his name all night.
Bet it.
Yeah, it was crazy. My dad actually missed the first one, and he's been like the crazy over the rowdy, and he was gone for the first one. I was like, "Oh, you missed it," but he got the better home run. He got the grand slam. He was there. He saw that one. But yeah, no, dude, it was crazy. I lost my mind when I called those. I just look over and I go, "I did it again." Because Bryce, remember when I told you when I was there for the Giants game on my birthday? I look over. I say, "Wow. 21 Bucko Blast. You want to know what's better than 21? 22. Next pitch, Reynolds hits a grand slam to right."
That is 8 of his 56 RBIs right there.
Just insane, man.
In
Just
Grand
insane.
Slams.
But yeah, awesome game. Awesome
They did
game.
the game that Alex and I were at. The first thing they put on the Jumbotron was the Pirates hit 7 home runs last night. We have plenty of fireworks tonight.
That's funny. That's funny.
The TV commentators actually called the cruise missile into the Allegheny.
I did not know that.
I did. I heard that literally right before the pitch.
That's awesome.
One of them was like, awesome. I'm feeling a cruise missile here into the Allegheny.
Oh, and it was a missile.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. But I'm going to say 2 more things before we move on to college football for the last thing. Alex, trust me when I tell you this. I know baseball can be boring sometimes, but if by some luck you get a good game, oh, it's so awesome being there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially, like, if you were there with me for the 14-2 game.
Oh, dude.
Baseball games, electric.
Dude, did
they I always said they're fun when you're there. I never go to them. So, like...
Did they say how many people were there, Mikey? You're muted, I think.
I am muted. So it was 37,000 fans. The next day was 36.
No. When Alex and I were there, it was 39, they said.
39?
They must have lied because it says 36 on ESPN.
Really? On the billboard, or not the billboard, the Jumbotron, I forget what inning that was, 8th or 9th.
8th or 9th.
They put on there that there was 39,000. The only reason I remember that because I was like 39,000. They were only giving out 20,000 Hawaiian.
I'll tell you what. What time did you get there?
Well, if you want the whole rundown, we were going to get there an hour and a half early, but somebody needed crumble cookies, so we were late.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we showed up we parked downtown at Rivers and just rode the train over. Free parking. Can't beat it, by the way. Train runs every 10 minutes, but
parking at Rivers is the best.
Yeah, free parking, take the train every 10 minutes, but so we got there at 3 o'clock on the nose. We went in the right field gate out of shirts. So we like hustled over to home plate gate. We got our shirts. We were on the first spiral of the rotunda going up, and they were yelling out at the bottom that they ran out of shirts. At 3:05, They went through 20,000 shirts in 45 minutes.
We ended up getting there like 40 minutes early. So when we were walking through, the guy goes, I always come in at like left center field there.
Yeah.
They said we ran out of shirts about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Pain. As Alex would say when he texts me, rip.
39. I mean, like, dude, Paul Skeens has legitimately brought back Brian Reynolds and Paul Skeens, I'm going to say it, have legitimately brought back Pirates baseball.
Dude,
yeah,
now there wasn't that many people there today. I think the number was like 14. I think the number today was 14,000. But still, I mean, it was at 12 o'clock. People got to work today. Yeah. But 39,000, dude. That stadium, Alex can agree with me. It was like a playoff baseball game. It was packed.
I can't remember the last time I've gone to a PNC Park and seen people in the left field upper grandstands.
For real.
Or standing along the rotunda.
Mm-hmm. It was nuts.
Yeah, for real. But
happens at concerts all the time.
Yeah.
It was a core memory.
Morgan Wallen was probably the last time there were people in the upper left grandstand.
Oh my god, dude. You should have seen freaking Motley Crue in 2022.
That's funny. But last thing I'll say about the Pirates, even though I hate Jack Suwinski, it's only as a player. He's probably a very nice guy. I just want to say that. He's probably a very nice gentleman. Great head of hair. Great head of hair.
Cool arm sleeve. That's all the fans care about.
Wish I had that head of hair.
Yeah, I wish I had that head of hair.
I also would like to come back and say Bacon Bird is not on site, I promise.
Calling back to that again.
See, again, Jack, nice guy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But for the next few games though, tomorrow, nobody's listed as the starter yet. It was probably supposed to be Jared Jones, and then it's Perez, then back to Skeens, and then random person starting there, then Keller, and then random person starting there. Luis Ortiz should be in a few of those games.
100%.
But yeah, so we got to move on real quick. So you guys got about 5-ish minutes to talk about college football, and I'll obviously chime in. So it comes out this week or next week?
No, so the early release is July 15th. So
okay. Yeah, we'll get. I also promise. I may have also promised Bryce to talk about it, so we'll get it out of the way now. So go ahead.
Talk about what? This?
Yeah, the college football.
Oh, dude, we don't have time to talk about it. It's no big deal. I'm just so excited to bring back. I have an announcement. I accepted a head coaching job at Wichita State just this morning. I signed the contract. I'm going to bring them back to greatness and get them to be national champions. So I'm excited, looking forward to the opportunity, and I can't wait to see how the season goes.
Bryce, depending on how difficult it is, I may or may not be willing to make you a Wichita State team builder team for college football 25. So that's probably my favorite thing is everyone was like, oh, you can't use team builder in online dynasty. No, you can't use it in a public one. You can use it in an online private dynasty. So AKA give your dynasty a password and you can use your team builder team with your friends. It's not that big of a deal. Mike and I are gonna. Oh wait, there's no crossplay, unfortunately. But I was gonna say, me and Mike are gonna remake the PSAC and freaking college football 25.
You're hearing it now. You're hearing it now. Heisman finalists of Nate Yardnell, Matt Carlisle, Dom Kaiser, and CJ Watt.
I would also like to make an announcement. I have hired my offensive coordinator in Alex Brown to help me carry my team to greatness. Yes. Would you two like to join my staff?
Sure.
We don't pay for crap, but if you'd like to join the staff,
that's fine. That's fine.
We're chasing the culture here, not money.
Yeah, I'm here for the culture under Mr. Bryce Stubert as the head coach.
You sound like a great defensive mind. You can be my defensive coordinator. Mikey, you're my kicking coach.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm kidding. You can
Bryce, I'm gonna be the biggest animal of a recruiter for you ever.
I'll be the equipment manager.
Can you please be Connor Stallions for our team?
Oh my god.
Can we get him the fake glasses with the nose attached to them and Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just realized that now. What was that? 56-50.
All right. So anyway, back to the game. The game plays out. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Good. I can't wait to bury Ohio State again and win another national title. This time online.
Oh, dude, the wear and tear system actually looks pretty cool. I actually like it more than I thought I would. The environments go crazy. Big fan of the new pass leading with the left stick. You can really put the ball pretty much anywhere as long as the pass is accurate and your quarterback can make the throw. Also, from the gameplay first look video from EA Sports College, as much as it pains me to say this, Donovan Edwards is absolutely hilarious. Absolute riot. Would love to play him in college football 25. He would probably absolutely bury me by the end of the first quarter, but that's totally fine.
Set it up. Deadwood, set it up, man.
Swear to God. Tailgate Talks versus Donovan Edwards in college football 25.
Huge fan, man. I'm a huge fan. I would love for you to play Alex.
Oh, God, it would be so ugly.
Tag him in the comments of this video.
Yeah. Go tag him on Twitter, on the promotional post and everything.
Instagram, everything. It is. I can't wait. This game's going to be fun, man. It really is. This game has, for all of us that have played NCAA 14 still, 10 years later, I mean, this game has potential to maybe reach, this is bold, but Fortnite user activity.
It could.
It might be the most played game.
And honestly, I think it's going to go so much better than it would. I know that it sucks because I wanted it as well, but honestly, the fact that they're dropping this game without crossplay is a really good idea because that means the game's actually going to work whenever it drops.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, at least. The servers aren't just going to instantly die as soon as the game releases.
It is going to be a blast.
Freaking Madden, where people lost 50% of users just lost their franchise saves and just didn't get them back.
I mean, they literally from just looking into it a little bit on Safari and whatnot, looking into like the stuff they added. Like they have 20 different celebrations for touchdowns. Like
oh yeah, it's crazy.
Really they had 10 years to make this the best game ever, and it from what it looks like on the outside, it might just be one of the best ones ever.
Might be one of the best sports games of all time. Genuinely, might be the best sports game of all time.
Very well, could be
for sure. But since Bryce said college football 14, and Alex, as people know, we are very religious people, of course, as everybody knows. I think I would like to say a prayer to college football 14. So please, everybody, bow their heads.
Oh yeah,
everybody, bow their heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing back college football as a video game with college football 25. It's going to be game of the year. Quite possibly could be the greatest game of all time. And please, you may lay college football 14 to rest as it deserves to. In Jesus' name, amen.
I don't need my 360 anymore.
Swear to God. I've been playing college football revamped on my laptop for like ever. And my laptop sounds like a literal Boeing 747 starting up every single time I play it.
Yeah, for sure. But Alex Harpst, you got anything on the video game before we sign off?
No, man. Another underappreciated fact, I think. I've heard the soundtrack. Unbelievable.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I have not. I'm going to have to go listen to that after the show.
I'm a big soundtrack guy when it comes to video games. Kind of set the mood when you're getting going. And I've heard it's also very well done. So
I felt that Madden 18 was probably the last actually really good Madden soundtrack. So
yeah.
Oh, that was such a good one. I'm going to go listen to the Madden 18 one again.
Next time I'm on, it'll be out. We'll have time to talk about it.
Oh, dude. I'll be able to announce the official start.
Brought Wichita State back from the dead.
I'll be able to talk about which team I selected for my first dynasty because I still don't know who my first rebuild's going to be. So
I don't either. Still waiting to figure that out.
Yeah,
Mike's going to hate this, but it might come down to a random wheel spin.
Did you see? Is the streamer that played Edwards the guy he's breaking it down? He's like, there was only 5 teams on my list that I'm going to rebuild, and he's like putting out who he's going to rebuild and whatnot.
Yeah, Bordeaux. He's been tweeting for weeks about teams he's eliminating.
I love how he posted today that he's going to bring back Michigan State. Oh, freaking little brother.
That was his first. That was his first series on his channel that made him big. Is he did a Road to Glory as a Michigan State receiver or something like that.
What name did you just say? Bryce?
Which name?
He said little brother.
Yeah.
Little bro.
Who is that? Mikey. Oops, didn't say that.
Oh, gosh. All right. We got to sign off. So counting down the days, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Zoom shows after this. EJ should be back next week. Maybe
let's go.
Ickes should be back on the 22nd. Bryce, I believe you're back on the 29th. And then the 5th might be Tanner, if you remember him. He was on the show months ago. Then our friend Trey. And then I can't say August 19th yet.
Yeah.
So we'll lead up to that. Alex Harpst, thanks for coming on the show. Bryce, of course, as always. Of course, Alex Harpst, just whenever you want to come back on, just say when.
Sounds good. Yeah, I had a great time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Vote on the Twitter poll, everybody.
Yeah,
go vote on the Twitter poll.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on
Twitter. Account's growing kind of fast, by the way.
Follow us. Just how many followers you got?
Shout out to the Twitter fan base.
Instagram, and of course, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Leave a comment.
84 followers on the Twitter account.
Okay.
Tag Donovan Edwards in the comments so Alex can play him.
Oh, I swear to God, dude. Watch, he's probably a PS5 gamer. I'd be so sad. I have to play him on Mike's PS5.
Yeah. So, Alex, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you're obviously still not prepared and don't have a paper. Oh, he's actually prepared.
Nailed it today. Remembered it.
Yeah, all right. Send it.
Good night, America.